City of Fort Myers.
Just over 15 years.
Back in October of 2019, were you a police officer at that time?
Yes, I was.
And how long had you been working as a police officer at that time?
Just under 13 years, I believe.
And what were you doing, what were your duties and roles as the police officer back in 2019?
At that time, I was a senior patrol officer, and I was on alpha shift and assigned to patrol.
What's a senior patrol officer do, sir?
Basically, we respond to calls for service, assist the public in any way, shape, or form, and protect and serve the city of Fort Myers.
When you say alpha shift, what do you mean?
That's the assigned shift. Shifts are broken into 12-hour periods, and I was on the alpha shift from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now, specifically directing your attention to the 7th of October of 2019, were you working on that day?
Yes, I was.
Did you have occasion to become involved in an investigation involving a battery that occurred at a spa known as Mila's Spa, involving a young lady by the name of Melissa Montanez?
Yes, I did.
And what was the extent of your involvement in that particular case?
I was called to the scene of a reported battery on West First Street in front of the Mila Spa. Upon arrival with other officers, we made contact with the victim.
And was the investigation ultimately turned over to an officer to conduct that?
That's correct.
Okay. And what did you do in response to turning that investigation over to that officer?
I turned the investigation over to the officer, and I patrolled the area to see if the identified subject would possibly still be in the area.
And were you able to locate him?
Not at the initial time, no.
At what time were you able to locate him?
I was contacted by an acquaintance and said that...
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Did you receive information with regards to the whereabouts of a individual who later became known to you as Mr. Wade Wilson?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when you received that information, what did you do in response?
I responded to the area and looked for the described vehicle and the person that I had identified as Wade Wilson by his driver's license photo and the photo in the LCSO records.
And when you say you went to a specific location, which location was that?
It was Joe's Crab Shack on West First Street.
And when you made contact with that individual at Joe's Crab Shack, were you also wearing a body cam?
Yes, I was.
What exactly is a body cam?
A body-worn camera is a camera that all police officers issue, and the standard policy at Fort Myers Police Department, as most police departments, is that as soon as you as soon as you get the call, you activate your body camera. Also in our cars, we have an automatic system where if you turn on the overhead lights, it automatically starts your body camera.
And were you wearing a body camera on that particular date and time?
Yes, I was.
Judge, let the record reflect on between defense counsels previously marked as states number 34 and 35.
Is it 34 and 35?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach?
You may.
McCormick, I'm showing you some previously marked as states number 34. I ask you to take a look at that item. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what does that appear to be?
That appears to be the parking lot of Joe's Crab Shack.
Okay. Does that photograph fairly and accurately depict the parking lot there at Joe's Crab Shack?
Yes, it does.
And I'm also handing you what's previously marked as states number 35. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
How do you recognize that?
This is the recording of my body cam.
Okay. And does that body cam fairly and accurately depict your interaction with Mr. Wilson on the 7th of October of 2019?
Yes, by my initials it does. You showed it to me in your office and I initialed it.
Okay. And it's essentially the same or similar conditions when you last saw it?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, state move states number 34 and 35 into evidence at this time.
Objection.
Be admitted.
Permission to publish, Judge?
You may.
So we're looking here at State's Exhibit number 34. That is, in fact, the parking lot there of Joe's Crab Shack.
That is.
Where in relationship to Mila's Spa is Joe's Crab Shack?
It's, if you're sitting in the parking lot of Joe's Crab Shack as it's depicted, and your car was backed into a spot, say next to the white car right there. If you look to your left across the street is where Mila's Spa would be.
Now, when you made contact with Mr. Wilson, could you please describe what his demeanor was like?
He was, he seemed nervous, and when I spoke to him, he seemed a little defensive and uncooperative.
Did you know what anything he was wearing at the time?
He was shirtless, and I remember he was wearing a pair of pants that seemed to didn't fit him at the time.
And do you see the person that you made contact with there at Joe's Crab Shack in the courtroom here today?
Yes, I do.
Would you please point him out and describe an article of clothing that he's wearing?
He's sitting to my right, and he's wearing a suit with a black tie.
Judge, will let the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant as well.
Okay.
Permission to publish the video, Judge?
You may.
How you doing? What's going on, man? You're waiting on your girlfriend? Oh, okay. That's no problem. No, I got a call. Somebody was sitting in their car and everything like that. So. Oh, okay. She's on her way now. Mhm. Okay. Okay. L41 to bike 5. ETA? Copy, I'm 1012. I'll explain it to you when my partner gets here, okay? Yeah. About this morning. Say again? Yeah, I can do that, but I'm just waiting for my partner to get here. Yeah, absolutely. And here's what's gonna happen. Is the car running? Shut the car off for me. It's off. I'm gonna detain you until I figure out what exactly is going on. Wait, you don't want any trouble for me, okay? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to have you step out of the car, and I'm going to detain you. Not arrest. Detain you right now, okay? And I can't have any problems. You understand me? All right. What's that? Bike 5, I'm at Joe's Crab Shack in the parking lot. I will. I give you my word. No. I
the car. Wait. Just wait till my partner gets here. Now, 4-1, gonna need a couple more units. Don't go anywhere. Hey. Don't do it. He's in his car. He's attempting to take off. Back up. Yes, please. He's taking off, Fort Myers. Just ran a stop sign going up towards McGregor.
And Mr. McCormick, when you made contact with Mr. Wilson, did he appear to understand everything that you were telling him?
Yes.
And was he responding in kind to you?
He was basically denying everything that I was asking him to do.
When you're having a conversation with him, you're giving him certain commands and you're asking questions of him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And was he responding appropriately? By appropriately, I mean if one asks you if you had breakfast this morning and one would respond, yes, I had cereal, that would be an example of appropriate response. Was he responding to you appropriately?
Not complying to my commands, but yes, he was responding appropriately.
And when you told him specifically about a battery that occurred that morning, what was his response to you?
That there was no battery.
Okay. And he continued to deny that.
That's correct.
And when you advised him that you were going to detain him, he opted to leave the scene as an alternative choice to what you were telling him. Is that right?
Ultimately, yes, that was the outcome.
Is there anything else in that video that we were not able to understand that you recall specifically that Mr. Wilson had told you?
Not that I recall.
Did you follow, or did you continue to follow him?
I did for a short period of time
Okay. Why did you stop?
because of the time of day and the amount of traffic on the road. It was around lunchtime. It's somewhere there near lunchtime, and the amount of people on the road. At the time, I only had a non-pursuitable offense.
What does that mean?
I only had misdemeanor battery at the time.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, there was no probable cause to continue any type of pursuit or have any other officers try to locate him at the time because of the nature of the offense we were dealing with.
And would that have been the protocol of your office?
Yes, that is.
Okay, fair enough.
Life and safety of the community comes first.
Thank you. No further questions for this registration.
Any questions?
No cross.
All right. You can step down.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, can we approach?
Okay.